What's good? What's good? I'm back. Yours truly, one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast. Right now, we're live on TikTok, and I've actually started trying to go live on Bongo Live for the first time, and we're pre-recording for YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Rumble, BitChute, and the audio version, which goes to Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Deezer, TuneIn, Stitcher, Slacker, iHeartRadio, Player FM, and much more. Of course, in the morning, I do sports updates, NFL and NBA, and I'm gonna start getting more into MMA and boxing. Just get my knowledge up there, just so I can, just report what's going on. But we're gonna go over a bunch of NBA games. Of course, LeBron came back last night as well for the Lakers, but that's not the first game. First game is Hornets versus the Mavs, and of course, my Charlotte Hornets beat the Mavs like we were not supposed to. We're supposed to be like tanking at this point, so we could pretty much hopefully get one of the top two picks, either Victor Wembanyama or Scoot Henderson. But it doesn't look like we're doing a good job of that. So we beat the Mavericks 110-104. Kyrie Irving gave you 18. Luka gave you 40. Kyrie was only 5 for 15 on shooting, 33% on field goals, and 33% on threes. You got 14 from Maxi Cleaver, and Tim Hardaway Jr. gave you 15. But that wasn't enough. It just wasn't enough, apparently. Gordon Hayward, who they need to trade like yesterday, last week, last month, put up 22, 21 from PJ Washington, 15 from Mark Williams, and 14 from Dennis Smith Jr. Vietnam stand up. Dennis Smith Jr. straight from Fayetteville, North Carolina, where I'm at right now, my hometown. So there's the Dallas and Charlotte game. Good going, Charlotte, by screwing up our lottery odds even more. Bulls beat the Lakers, even though LeBron returned 118-108. DeRozan gave you 17, 32 from Zach LaVine. Patrick Beverly gave you 10 and 13 from Kobe White. North Carolina Tar Heels stand up. And, of course, the Lakers, they didn't really start LeBron. He gave you 19 off the bench, 18 from Beasley, 17 from Schroeder, 13 from Reeves, and 15 from Anthony Davis. There's no reason why LeBron comes back and they should be losing to the Bulls, man. I mean, this is some bull. They lost to the Bulls. I mean, come on, man. Memphis Grizzlies beat the Atlanta Hawks 123-119, as they should have. 15 from Jaren Jackson, 15 from Xavier Tillman, 25 from Desmond Bane, and 27 from Ja Morant, and 13 from Luke Kennard, and Santi Adama gave you 14 off the bench. And then you got, what do we get? 28 from Trae Young, 13 from DeJounte Murray, 18 from Clint Capella. Oh my gosh, 10 from Bogdanovich, and 17 from DeAndre Hunter. The Hawks are definitely a disappointing team. Spurs got spanked by the Celtics, as they should, 137-93. Brown drops 41. Like they said, Celtics demolished Spurs. You got 21 from Zach Collins, 15 from somebody I don't even really know like that. Malachi Braham. Trey Jones gave you 11. Whoopie-doo. I mean, you got 41 from Jaylen Brown. You know what's crazy? Jason Tatum didn't even play. And yes, they should have still spanked him the way they did. Jaylen Brown put up the 41-piece wing dinner along with 13 rebounds. He had 5 turnovers, but he was high usage. 29 shots last night. He was only 2 for 10 from threes, and he still put up 41. Imagine if he hits like a few more threes. And Derek White gave you 19, 13 from Marcus Smart, Derek White also gave you 8 rebounds. And Robert Williams gave you 11 and 8 off the bench. Spurs are definitely they're in the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. Cavs beat the Rockets as they should. 108 to 91. Kenyon Martin Jr. 13, 12 from Jabari Smith, 30 from Jalen Green. I mean, he's putting up big numbers, but somebody's got to be leading scorer for the worst team in the NBA. Somebody has to be leading scorer. Darius Garland gave you 17 for the Cavs, along with 8 assists, 22 from Donovan Mitchell, 24 from Jared Allen, 19 from Evan Mobley with 5 assists, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Also 3 blocks from Jared Allen. I mean, you know what? Cavs are going to be interesting playoff time. I'm still not sold because Evan Mobley's still young, Garland's still young, Jared Allen's still young, Isaac Okoro's still young. They got some decent players coming off the bench though. Karis LeVert, Cedi Osman, and they got Isaiah Mobley, Evans' brother, but he ain't getting too much PT. But Evan Mobley, I think we need to wait another year for Evan Mobley to take that 3rd-year leap, and Darius Garland to take that 4th or 5th-year leap. Let me see what year he's on. 3 years experience, 4 years. He'll be in his 4th year. So, we can't be expecting these 3rd-year, 4th-year guys to just win championships, man. It doesn't work that way. Most of these teams that are winning championships got experience. Let me pull up some of these other games. And, of course, there's a lot of games last night because there's only so many games left for this regular season. Magic beat the Nets 119 to 106. Cameron Johnson, Carolina Tar Heel gave you 10. 44 from Bridges. I've been saying it every single podcast, man, since I started doing sports in the morning again. Bridges is the best thing that's happened to Bridges, man. I mean, he just put up the 44 piece. Like, he should be averaging 20. He was just at 19.6 points a game yesterday. He's at 19.7 today. He should be hitting 20. I still think he's going to hit 20 points a game before the season is up. But he put up 44, 6 rebounds. And then you got Spencer Dinwiddie didn't do much. Only 2 points, 5 assists. But you got 18 from Cam Thomas. And that's the thing. We still, like, the Nets, man, they're going to be making a lot of moves on offseason. If I'm them, I'll keep Bridges, probably Cam Thomas. Joe Harris could go. Patty Mills could go. Seth Curry ain't getting a lot of play. I mean, there's a lot of dudes that ain't getting no play. I keep Claxton, maybe Dorian Finney-Smith, Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Cam Thomas. Rest of the cats can go, though, because they're going to be on a semi rebuild. And, of course, the Magic, you got Franz Wagner gave you 19, along with 10 rebounds and 6 assists. Paulo Banchero gave you 11 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. And that's the thing I like about him. Even when he ain't scoring, he's still could be a good rebounder and still give you 4 assists. 18 from Wendell Carter Jr., Gary Harris, Markelle Fultz gave you 10 apiece. Cole Anthony, a Tar Heel, gave you 21 off the bench, even though he's my least favorite Tar Heel of all time. And Jalen Suggs, it looks like he's back healthy now. He gave you 16. And that's the thing. They got a good problem because they got Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, and Markelle Fultz. They need to figure out which one of those guys has to go because they could be a trade asset. Definitely be a trade asset. Okay, the Raptors beat the Wizards 114 to 104. Denny Avdija gave you 15, 26 from Kristaps Porzingis, who's probably been the most consistent Wizard all year long. It looks like old boy's still out. Bradley Bill's out still, and Kyle Kuzma's hurt too as well. Toronto gave you 29 from OG Anobi. What a name, man, to have. Your first OG for your first name. Pascal Siakam. Pascal sounds like some old coloring. He's doing some coloring and whatnot. 19. 12 from Jacob Pertl gave you 12 rebounds to go along with that. And Pascal Siakam gave you 11 rebounds. Of course, OG Anobi gave you 8 rebounds. You almost had 3 players with a double-double. Scotty Barnes, 13. You know, I would move on Scotty Barnes. He's took a drop this year. And before he possibly takes another one, I would trade him while he's still asset. And then you got Fred VanVleet, gave you 28 points and 7 assists. I feel like the Raptors should be so much better with OG Anobi, Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Fred VanVleet, Will Barton. I feel like they should be better. Portland lost to the Thunder, of course. Thunder's, a lot of people were talking about the Thunder with like a 15-game wins at the beginning of this year, especially when Chet Holmgren went down. And they've definitely proved they're a lot better than that. Jalen Williams, who's runner-up for Rookie of the Year, 23 points on 4 assists, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals, and only 1 turnover. 17 from Josh Giddey, along with 11 rebounds and 6 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks on 2 turnovers. 31 from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who don't pass the ball too much, but he also had 4 steals. He had 3 turnovers, but he had 4 steals. Okay. Portland, you got 29 for Shaedon. Shaedon Sharpe right now is getting some real good minutes. They got a good problem too. If I'm them, I would get rid of Anthony Simons and keep Shaedon Sharpe. He's going to have a cheaper contract. He's already better sooner than Anthony Simons was. Anthony Simons might could give you some pieces, or you can move Anthony Simons to the small forward when he actually comes back. But you also got Jeremy Grant. They got a lot of people out though, man. Portland is a lot of injuries right now. A lot of injuries. And Oklahoma City, they're going to have another good, decent draft pick probably. And they got Chet Holmgren coming back. Minnesota and the Warriors. Minnesota beat the Warriors. And, of course, it looks like this was at Minnesota. And what did I say about the Warriors? The road games, man. The road games. I mean, people were like, when the Warriors go on the road, people were like, Warriors, come out and play. They're not scared of them, man. The Warriors are like the worst road team in the NBA besides the Rockets and probably the Pistons. You got, and it was like and nobody really went off for the T-Wolves. You got 14 from Karl Anthony Towns, who only had 5 rebounds. I mean, come on, man. 10 points and 18 rebounds for Rudy Gobert. He's over there killing the damn the boards. 13 from Anthony Edwards, who had 3 assists, 4 rebounds. 12 from Mike Conley, and 12 from Kyle Anderson. I mean, the Warriors had 27 Jordan Poole, 20 from Curry, 15 from Clay, 12 from Draymond, but nobody else really did nothing. And there was a lot of negatives going on as well. All right, let's look at the standings. The standings have changed now. Lakers have dropped back down to 9. If they don't, if LeBron coming back if they fall out the play-in, they're gonna blame LeBron. Pelicans are up at 8, man. Like I said, man, I said the Pelicans could creep up in there. They definitely could creep up in there. They're only 2 games behind the 6th seed. 2 games behind the 6th seed. 1 game behind the 7th. And I'm not, you know what? I want the Sixers to win at the East, but I'm just not sold on the Sixers. Something's missing, man. Something is clearly missing from the Sixers that makes me nervous come playoff time. It just really makes me nervous. I don't know if it's James Harden. I think it's James Harden. I think I still need to see James Harden prove himself. And you know what? And I want to get into something. I saw some news the other day. Ben Simmons is out for the season with a back injury. I'm making a prediction, man. This is my prediction. Ben Simmons will be out the league by the time his contract is done and up. I think he's got 2 years left on his contract. I'm calling it. I'm predicting it. Paul Stradamus, Ben Simmons will be out the league in 2 years. Somebody, we were talking, they try to like compare it to Markelle Fultz a little bit. And it is similar, except Markelle Fultz figured out his mental issues. Like, and Markelle Fultz it might have been the pressure of him being the number one pick when he really shouldn't have been the number one pick. He clearly wasn't the number one talent in that draft. You know, I think he went over Alonzo Ball and Jason Tatum, who will clearly have had better overall careers. But Markelle Fultz has figured it out. He started for the Magic. It seemed like he had mental issues at first, that like his jumper changed and whatnot. But at least Markelle Fultz is still aggressive, driving to the basket. Like, this mental problem that Ben Simmons has had, it's carried over to his defense. It's carried over to him being a facilitator. I mean, damn, if he ain't going to shoot the ball at all, this cat should be averaging 20 assists a game and 10 rebounds at least. He's like 6'9", 6'10", man. But like, yeah, man, this cat is totally scared. He's totally bitch made on the court. He's a punk right now, man. And I don't wish, him out the league. I would have liked to see Ben Simmons figure this shit out. I would like to see him figure something out, but it doesn't seem like he's going to. I mean, damn, Durant and Kyrie leave, and you still like, okay, you got the opportunity to just like it be your team, but something's wrong, man. Something is in his head. And it's not the Philadelphia Sixers fans no more. It's not the Brooklyn Nets fans, because Brooklyn has been very kind of polite to him compared to with the Sixers. And all due respect, man, like, I mean, he folded like a chair, man. I mean, like, when you fold like that, I mean, damn. Let me be in an NBA game. I'm 5 for 4 and let Trae Young be under the basket by himself. I'm taking it up on Trae Young, man. Ain't nobody scared of no Trae Young but Ben Simmons. Nobody on this planet should be scared to take it up on Trae Young, man. Trae Young. Like, who's scared of Trae Young? Mosquitoes ain't scared of Trae Young. Flies ain't scared of Trae Young, man. We scared of Trae Young now. You know what's crazy? Like, Ben Simmons got Trae Young looking like 50 Cent. And Trae Young got Ben Simmons looking like Ja Rule. It look like Trae Young literally killed his career. Like, he's going to kill his career. Trae Young can't be looking like no 50 Cent right now, man. You can't. Trae Young cannot be looking like 50 Cent, man. He can't. He ain't no 50 Cent. He ain't no goon, man. He ain't no bully. He can't be looking like 50 Cent and Ben Simmons looking like Ja Rule right now. That's what it looks like. Trae Young look like 50 Cent. Ben Simmons look like Ja Rule, man. The career killer, man. I mean, because Ben Simmons has had enough time to, like, get it together, man. You know what's crazy? Like, I grew up, my father committed suicide when I was a kid. And I had that weighing on my life for a long time. It used to make me depressed. But, like, you got to be happy, man, with who you are, man. You got to be happy with in your own skin. You got to be happy with whatever talents or whatever gifts you have. You know what I'm saying? My talent and gift is marketing and promotions, advertising, So yeah, just, I always thought I was going to make it rapping and I didn't. But, I made it in something else that's just as passionate and it's way more of a necessity. Rappers are not a necessity at all. Marketing, promotion, advertising is a necessity for every business, product, brand, or service that's trying to build a consumer base. Music promotion or marketing is a necessity for every musician trying to make it in the music business, even though they think they shouldn't have to pay for music promo to get there. They think it's a charity when it's not. They think it's a talent search when it's not. It's a search for an established artist. That's what it is, But yeah, I don't know what's up with Ben Simmons, man. I hope he gets it together, but I'm predicting he's out the league in 2 years if he does it, because I've never seen nobody fold like a chair like this. I mean, he folded like a chair. I mean, he folded like a piece of paper, man. And Trae Young looking like 50 Cent right now, man. I mean, that's crazy. Once again, I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.